I'm in the back seat.
We just got our new rims in for the project. We test fit them before I bring them down to the tire shop to make sure that they fit and clear and do what we want them to, because the tires we're putting on are really wide. So I have to make sure there's enough clearance to make it by the shock. And there they are. I don't even know what they're called. Vors. So this is a 15 by 8 inch rim. I think 16 by 7 is the factory rim. So this is a very wide rim. That's why we have to make sure that they clear the shock tower. The strut, whatever it's called. So I was just jacking that up. The lift kit is on its way, which should put it about this high. It's a 2-inch lift. Oh, that'll be enough to clear.
Ta-da!
Yeah, all the clearances are good. Depends how much the tire bows. If we have to switch to a coil over to get rid of the perch. So you might be asking, why is the bumper off? Well, it's going to be a Baja Mini. Lift kit, big tires. We just removed this so that we can get the correct aluminum to weld gussets to do a hoop on the front. And we're going to put some wings and then some mesh down here to cover up the radiator. Here's a mock-up of what we want it to look like. We'll do our best. We'll see what happens. So this is going to primarily be used for banging around and taking it skiing. So it will need some kind of external cage up over the roof. That'll be step 2 of the project. Step 1 is just getting this front end, the suspension. We have to cut out the arches, and I believe we have to modify the firewall to get the tires to fit. Just got the new tires. Ella's jacking it up so we can do a test fit. And we went for the Falcon Rubitrex, and they are 235 75 15. So this is a pretty big tire compared to the factory one. Pretty much dwarfs it. We'll see if it fits. Trim that just to first part that doesn't go back on.
Well, it doesn't move, but it's in.
We got 2 lugs in. There isn't a gap. It's right up against the trim, so I think we're gonna want to take these off. Hold this. How did these come off? Did they just pop? I forget. Well, they mostly snapped, but
So now we have a bit more of a gap, but the firewall, I think, is right there as well, which is a very small gap.
So we have 15 1/4 from here, or 3/4 from here to here, which should accommodate for the 2-inch lift. Hopefully in the next 2 days that should be in, and we'll know 100%. But the other thing I wanted to check was to make sure this clears the spring perch, which I don't know if it does or not. But it looks pretty sick. What do you think, Els?
It's crazy.
It's gonna take a lot of cutting.
It's gonna take a whole lot of cutting. No finger slippage in the front.
We're gonna have to take this all the way back to probably here.
And then this is also gonna have to come off up here.
Yeah, that'll have to get removed. Let's open the hood. And it doesn't. It's right up against it. So we're gonna have to get a set of coilovers for this. These are already shot. The spring caps are gone up here, or the bushings. There's a big crack in it. And as you can tell by all the grease down the side of this strut's been long since gone. So we'll probably get some cheap coilovers off eBay. I think all this is gonna have to go. So this is the general idea we came up with to fill out and tie into the existing bumper. And you just have to picture a 5-inch yellow fog light right here.
So these new fog lights have a daytime running light. So we will be using them as blinkers or turn signals because we took them out with the bumper. And we'll wire them in with the factory wiring so that they work. We will cut these out to size. We just wanted to wait till the lights came in so we knew the actual size. We got the new coilovers in today because when we test fitted this wheel, they hit the factory strut. So you see it's just up against it, so this should give it an inch of clearance.
After we cut and modified the wheel wells, this is seam sealer to cover up the edges, undercoating to coat the whole wheel well, and fluid film to protect the rest of the vehicle. These are the cheap eBay max rods. We've already pre-tensioned and put them to their maximum height, but we're gonna try to get as much as we can. This is the Journeys Off-Road 2-inch lift kit. It goes on the top and spaces it down to give it its lift. New brake pads because big tires equal you need new brakes.
We just got back from a trip, so we will start work on this tomorrow.
Is it Mini Cooper Day, Ella?
Yes, it's Mini Cooper Day.
Today is the day we really start to do some damage to this car. We were just test fitting the light. As you can see from the side, it'll have a little side marker action. Brazed on this piece in the wrong location. We have to move it out a little bit. I think it's gonna look pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it all come together.
Right, here's the parts going in on this side. Got the coil over, the brake pads, and we need one of these Mama Jammas. We just double checked to make sure that these brackets are all correct, because that would really not be good if we installed these and they were like a model off or something. You're gonna take these out, this thing will pull out, so just be careful. Undo these three,
Yep.
and then I'll catch this. Make sure it doesn't break any of the sensors. It's maybe a 1/2 inch shorter, so it's not a big deal. Just send it and like hold it. Ooh, other way. So it drops on. Okay. Leave this one off. All right, so you can do this. We're adjusting the sway bar length to get it put in. I can't see the holder, so you're gonna have to do it. All right, we should put it on.
Just crank it.
Yeah, right here it gets tight. Pop these caps off.
Okay.
Pull the caliper slides out.
There's another day.
There you go. We'll actually get a cross-drilled brake set for it's like a race brake. It'll help the braking.
And then can we paint this thing?
Then you can paint them. Because these are aftermarket rims, I got these hub centrics, which go in there and fit directly on the hub so that everything's nice and centered. We don't get a tire that goes whoop, 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 down the highway. So yesterday Ellen and I got this all fitted in here, and it turns out that this bottom sleeve for the knuckle is 1 millimeter too small, which is causing the whole thing to shift and move and not be able to clamp down, opposed to modifying this and trying to make this knuckle pinch, which I was watching the dude, I forget his name, another YouTuber online did this with these shocks, and it actually snapped off. So I'm not into having the wheel come off while we're going down the road. So ECS Tuning, I ordered a set of coilovers. They were on sale for about $740 delivered. So I went with those, much better quality. I used to use them back in the day when I actually did this kind of stuff for a living. And yeah, I'm gonna temporarily put the tire back on, drop this on the ground, get marked what I have to remove here to allow the tire to turn. And then we're gonna disassemble this, put it back in the box, and send it back to the company, and then wait for the new ones to come in. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in, checking out the project. Next week you get to see a little bit more, closer to being done. We get to take it for a test drive, and if you could subscribe, that'd be cool. Appreciate it. See you next week.